Good morning, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden Weather Forecast. Welcome back to the video, guys. I have some great news, guys. I am at 1,023 subscribers. I did finally reach 1K. I want to thank all those people who subscribed and supported me in the past couple weeks and past couple days. And I should have my shout out video later today. So if you ask for a shout out for the past couple videos in the past couple days, then I will shout you out. I cannot take any more shout outs recommendations because I'm currently busy getting all these channels ready. So yeah, so guys, this is gonna be another video on the update on the severe weather that's finishing up in for parts of the south near the Louisiana area, and then the possible flooding in parts of the Ohio Valley and parts of the Midwest. But we're gonna have another system that forms on near the Monday area that will really bring some strong storms on the Monday area. Sorry, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the active alerts that we have. So where we have these strong storms finishing up over here, we have these. Actually, have some tornado watches in the news or the New Orleans area, and we have severe thunderstorm warning in a county that's next to New Orleans. Then we have these flood warnings that are next to the Mississippi River, and we have some flash flood warnings in effect for the western counties in western Louisiana. And then we have quite some wind advisories for the Ohio Valley area, because we're really going to have some strong winds with these systems. Then we have some flood watches in this dark green that in effect for most of Kansas, parts of Nebraska, Missouri, and parts of Iowa. And then we have some flood warnings in these light green colors. And then we still have those wind advisories. Again, it's going to bring some really strong winds. And then we're going to have that low pressure, and that's really going to bring these strong storms in the Monday area through Tuesday. So that's the active alerts. But let's check out the radar for this finishing storm, or the storm that's finishing up in the Midwest and parts of the Ohio Valley. So we're actually going to have some possible flooding threats right here, because we're really going to have some strong bands in that northern Wisconsin area in the next couple hour or so, because we're really going to have that strong band that's going to bring from parts of this Michigan area to the Wisconsin area. So it's really going to bring some strong rain and possible severe weather. Not really used to the severe weather up there in the north, but we're really going to have some change in the pattern there. Possible flooding for the really northern tip of Wisconsin, and then possible flooding for the Green Bay area. And this is where we're going to have to take a look out, because we're really going to have some strong storms that are in the southern part of Illinois and parts of the southeastern part of Missouri. And then we're going to have some strong storms for the upper state Missouri. But these storms are really going to start to calm down as we go in the next couple of hours. We're going to have some possible strong weather for the southern part of Indiana, and also in the Indianapolis area can get some strong weather. And then that northern tip hand of the Michigan area can really get some strong storms in there. And then we can have some light rain that's left with the Minneapolis area and the St. Paul area. We're actually going to have quite some heavy snow for the northern tip of Minnesota and Wisconsin. But just next to there, that's where we can have the possible flooding. And then this is going to last till around Monday until that next system comes in. Really going to bring a lot more rain. So we go more into the evening hours, the afternoon hours. You're going to have a small little band for the Indianapolis area. And then we're going to have that low pressure system that's going to form in the Michigan area that can bring some possible severe weather in the northeast. And then as we go in the next couple of days, this is where we go. This is where we see in the Monday area, we're going to have that strong band, that Kansas area, going to bring some really strong severe thunderstorms. And you can see that's really going to go in effect for the Monday area, and it's going to bring some strong, heavy bands for the northern Kansas area, and then near the Dodge City area can have some severe weather, possible flooding for these Nebraska and South Dakota areas in the plains. And this is going to take a turn into the northern part of this system. It's really going to bring some really heavy rain for that Des Moines area, and for the western part of Iowa can get some really strong rain, like a high rate, possibly an inch per hour. That's really, really high. And then we can have some heavy band that stretches from the northern part to southern part of Kansas. And then I'm really worried about the southern tip of Iowa, because they can really have some flooding at first, and then that severe weather is going to finish it off. And then as we go all the way into the Tuesday area, We're going to have some strong bands in the southern part of Minnesota. Have a really strong amounts of rain and snow right here. This line's really going to split it up, as we're going to have that cold temperatures that's going to be behind these rainstorms and severe weather, and it's going to be very warm in front of it, which is going to bring the good chance of having severe weather. And then we can have a good chance of having some really strong storms near that Kansas City area. Really possible strong storms. Alright, so let's go into the next couple hours. So we're really going to have some devastating storms right here, possibly EF2 tornadoes right here. You can really see that, how it's really intensified in the past couple hours, and it's really high up storms. You can see how high up these clouds are, really strong storms. Little Rock going to get some severe weather right now, and then we're going to have those strong scatter storms in the Kansas area. It's really going to go down really fast. You're really going to see it's going to separate there really fast. We're going to have the strong storms off the coast, and then we're gonna, in the middle of it, with scatter rainstorms, possible severe weather in the Memphis area, and that's where we see the most severe weather for the southern part of Indiana and Illinois. And as we go into the Monday area, we're going to see all day, most of the day today, we're just going to see some scattered rainstorms all today, basically, until we're going to have these little bands right here. They're going to start out really small, but really going to get together. You can see it's really going to bring those strong storms for the Oklahoma. And the Monday threat's really going to be mostly in the central part of Oklahoma, or it's going to be most likely, the biggest threat will be most likely right here for the severe weather, and you're going to see why. If it's you're really going to see the strong storms that are going to pass by that near the Oklahoma City area just north of there. Really strong storms in the south central part of Kansas. Really devastating storms again, possible large hail, damaging winds, and yeah, it's really going to be devastating. And then we're going to have that as we go more into the Monday night here. Really just really strong band that comes out of nowhere. This precip in the Gulf of Mexico is really going to bring the good amount of energy that's really going to form these strong bands. And it's not going to last, it's not going to end anytime soon. We're going to have about a 5-day period of strong storms in here. Strongest can be right here near the Wichita Falls area, and then right here near the Dodge City and Topeka, Kansas area. You can really get some strong storms in there. And this small band's really going to disintegrate really fast. It's really going to fall apart. It's going to have maybe about a 2-mile, 3-mile diameter of the storm. To really be quite small compared, but it can still bring some possibly small chance of severe weather as it goes near the Dallas area, the Austin area, and then we're going to have that strongest band. It's going to be up into the north area. It's going to take a rare turn to the Midwest, and then we can have 2 bands that form right here. We're going to have some small little bands right here, and then we're going to have a bigger one that's going to be right behind it. But the biggest threat again will be right here with these bigger bands, because right here it's really going to fall apart in the Tuesday area. But yeah, so now let's look at the day 1 today. So it's really going to be quite put apart, as this first system really changed what it's going to look like now. So this will be this is all caused by the storm that just passed by. This is just caused by the storm that passed by. So is this one. This is all caused except for this one, which is because this is the low pressure system that's just starting to form as we go in later tonight. But this is all, oops, gotta reload. Alright, so this is all due to that rain, devastating amount of rain in the Midwest. And that's really going to move in some really strong bands of heavy rain in that Ohio Valley area, and then more into the northeast and mid-Atlantic. Now, this is all because of this. This is all because it's going to move to the east, and that's really going to cause that. And then these are due to the severe weather that's just finishing off in that Louisiana area. So we have a population of 45 million, all these 4 little areas in this flight. We have Philadelphia, Detroit, Indianapolis, Baltimore, and Washington. And then we actually have Amarillo in there too. We have Louisiana, or we have New Orleans in there. And then we have a marginal risk that's splitting all apart. It's going to go from all the way to the northern part near the Canada border to the Gulf of Mexico. From New York City, Chicago, Columbus, Milwaukee, Nashville. We're going to have New Orleans in there again. We're going to have some smaller cities in there. So let's check out day 2. Now this is Monday. This is going to be one of the worst days we can see. So yeah, this is going to be the May 20th. Really strong storms. And like I said, you saw my little circle. This is where we're going to have that strongest storms. where Oklahoma City is just in that border, like right here, Oklahoma City. But I can bet money that this can turn into a high risk, which will actually be the first time I actually see a five on the categorical outlook. So this is where it can be like historical compared to me, and I've never seen a high ever in my career of studying weather and all that. But we're gonna have it all compact in a really small area, which means it's really not going to go anywhere else. It's going to stay in this area, but as you go in more into the layers, that's where it's really going to get worse. And this is why you guys need to watch out, because if you're in a slight chance, guys, you could actually get the enhanced risk because it's so compact. Like you're really close to it, and it can really start to spread. So you can even see the marginal risk is really small too. That marginal risk is really going to be compact, but the marginal risk includes Colorado Springs actually there. We're going to have Dallas in there too. So let's look at these slight chance now. We're really going to have some small areas. It's really going to be a small area. We're going to have Fort Worth, Kansas City, Arlington, Overland Park, and Kansas City. So really well-known cities in there. And now we're going to enhance risk. Now this is where it gets quite severe. We're going to have 40 to 50 mile per hour wind with quarter-sized hail actually. So we can actually have some really devastating storms. But if we go into moderate, this is where it's really going to be the worst of it today. This is the bullseye, the worst. We can have 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, possible EF4 tornadoes in this little area right here, possible EF4 tornadoes. And that can actually include Oklahoma City, Lawton, Edmond, Midwest City, and more. All these areas, a small, compact area in the Oklahoma City, and then we're going to actually have Wichita Falls, Texas in there too. And it's going to have a population of 1 million people in there. So that's really devastating. A lot of people that can actually have a very good chance of having severe weather. But we're going to have some devastating, and we can in the enhanced risk, we have Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas, Lubbock, and Amarillo, and Abilene. So, yeah. So now let's look at day 3 as these storms will start to fall apart, but can still have some small little bands that follow each other. So we're going to have that slight chance for Kansas City, St. Louis, Garland, Shreveport, and Little Rock. So we're going to have some cities in there, and then we can have a marginal risk that stretches from San Antonio all the way to Memphis to parts of the Lincoln, Nebraska area. So that's what it's looking like for day 3. Now let's just take a quick look at the amount of precip that we can see in the next couple hours. It's really going to bring a lot of rain, especially all because of these systems that are forming. All due because these systems forming in the west, which will bring a very rare pattern that will lead to all these rain and possible flooding for parts of the Midwest and upper plains. The most amount of rain will be actually near the west of the Little Rock area, east of the Little Rock area, which will be just right next to the Memphis area, actually. And then also, we're going to have a very heavy band, or a very big band that will actually have a lot of rain, too, stretching from the southern tip of Oklahoma to actually near that Kansas City area in Kansas. We're really going to have quite a lot of rain in this small little area right here. We can actually have up to 5.5 inches in that little area. And then right here, we can actually see up to 4.5 to 5 inches. And then this big blob right here, we can actually see up all the way from 1 inch to about 3.5 inches in there. So it's going to be widespread, and then we're going to have not a lot of rain with this system. As the most amount of rain will be up into the Canada area. And then we're going to have some rain start to get in these Lake Michigan areas as it comes in later into next week. Alright, so now let's check out the Cape really quick, guys. Sorry about my voice. Okay, so let's go to 2 p.m. now. As it's going to be quite in a compact area. We're going to be more into the south central. Really going to be some pretty high numbers in the Houston area. Some really high 5,000s, or sorry, really high 4,000s, and very low 5,000s. We have 5,200 off the coast of Texas. We have some 5,000s, and then we have near Lake Charles. We have some really low 4,000s. But let's go near this Texas area. This is where we're gonna have some really high numbers. Actually, we're at 5,200, 5,400 near the Bandidas Negadas area, and then we go near the Corpus Christi. We have 4,100. So really going to be some high numbers, but let's go all the way to 8 p.m. as we don't want to make this video really too long. So the biggest amount of energy will be in this north of the Houston area, and actually near that Piedras Negras area, and then we'd have a little area near that Shreveport area. So this just goes straight to near that Houston area. We can have 5,800, 5,900, guys. Really high numbers. At 6,100 joules per kilogram, guys. Very, very high numbers right here. And near the Lake Charles, just north of the Houston, we actually hit 6,000. First time I've ever seen the 6,000s. Quite historical. In my case, we have some 5,000s near Nuevo Laredo. And then south of San Antonio, we have some very low 5,000s and some high 4,000s. Let's go to 2 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow will be one of the worst days near that Oklahoma area, but near the south of the Lubbock area, we have some 5,100, 5,400, 5,500 near that Midland area, and then near the Tyler area, we have some 5,000s, and then very high 4,000s, and then we go more to the overnight hours. It's going to be really high numbers actually near that Houston area or that Dallas area with some mid 4,000s, and then it's going to really fall apart actually as we saw those bands and the radar actually fall apart. So if those bands fall apart, that cape will fall apart too. So guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel for we can actually get to maybe 2K by the end of maybe my beginning of summer. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for my shout out video. Probably come out more into the afternoon hour as I need to get all these channels ready and all that. So yeah, see you guys in the next video and bye.